In today's video, I'll be showing you guys my best settings and 4-finger claw setup inside of Call of Duty Mobile. It's been a while since I have made an updated video covering the newest settings added recently, and I wanted to make sure I address everything for you guys in today's video. This will literally be the most informative settings video you will ever watch, and the only settings video you need to watch to perfect your aim inside the game. With that being said, guys, this is going to be the last video. You need to comment, like, and subscribe if you're new, of course, to enter into the giveaway. I'll be announcing the winner of the Battle Pass giveaway in my next video, so make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a nice comment, and like I said, just share the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's go ahead and get on straight in. All right, guys, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over the basic multiplayer mode settings and as well as the BR mode basic multiplayer settings as well, because I know a lot of people in my last settings video really wanted me to cover the BR settings and what I use for BR, and I'll go ahead and make sure to do that for you guys who've also wanted to see BR. So talking about multiplayer a little bit, as you can see here, I've kept some of the basics on, such as aim assist, quick run, fixed fire button, fixed virtual joystick display position, continuous grenade throw, quick weapon switch, obviously. I have my slide-ins on, perspective teammate on, which basically helps you allow to see your teammates through buildings and through walls and such. ADS button for rotations on, hide to prone button on, as well as right fire button for fixed perspective if you use right-hand claw, and all the rest of the stuff is off. Scrolling down, we do have the damage number sort of off as well. I don't have that on. I don't like to see the damage output on when I'm shooting people. I just want to make sure that I'm really focused. I have my aim lasered on it. I don't want to be distracted by different things, but you can have this on if you really would like to know how much damage you're doing to people. For ADS, I have tapped ADS, display left fire button, I have that on as well. Slide while running, I have that tap to crouch. Obviously, this is the best setting. Always sprint 100%. I don't really play that much of SND, so I don't really care too much about this setting. Gyroscope, I don't play with gyroscope. So moving on to the most important parts, right? So camera, FOV, and FOV. So if you're playing on phone, if you're playing on an iPhone, an Android phone, whether it be a Red Magic or, a Samsung or, anything, a gaming smartphone and such, I would definitely recommend anywhere from 50 to 70 FOV maximum. And then that's basically for your visibility in terms of your player perspective and how much you can see large objects appear in front of you. And so the normal FOV FPP is basically for your gun, how close your gun is towards your character, and then how far away your gun is close to your character. So by moving this setting down all the way, it'll make your gun basically more farther away from you, making it more skinnier. Or if you're moving in all the way, will make the gun much more compact and closer to you, which also will end up making your field of vision towards your gun side, like when you're towards the corner of your shoulder area, less visible. So if you keep it to a 50%, that's sort of the sweet spot. So when you have that 70 FOV and 50, if you're playing on iPad, if you're playing on large tablets, go ahead and move the camera FOV all the way up to 90. You will not be disappointed with that FOV. Obviously, since you're playing on an iPad or a large tablet, the big screen size does not matter, and you want to make sure you have the full FOV capable. But since you're on phone, right, you want to make sure you have it somewhere around this area so you have the best visibility possible. Everything looks big as necessary. People on head glitches aren't going to be hard to hit and stuff like that. And obviously, keeping your gun farther away from you a little bit helps you see sort of like on your blind spot visions. When it comes to the marker settings, I sort of keep everything out of 100. I don't really care that too much about it. And for my map settings, my mini map settings, keep it on scale 92, opacity 100, and then obviously the mini map zoom, icon zoom 82 to 50, and then I have the mini map rotation on, callouts on, and players in the center on, obviously, to know where I am and moving around the map. You don't need to have the map so big. You don't need to see too much of the mini map. That's not what you're supposed to do. You just need to know the general direction of where they're coming from and where you are. That is it. You don't need to focus too much on that. So moving to BR mode very quickly, obviously you can just copy this stuff down here. This is very simple stuff. I sort of have the same exact layout for multiplayer when it comes to the upper options, and then as well as the damage number off, parachute style, slide to change direction, ADS, tap to ADS, and obviously display left fire button on, slide while crouching, tap to crouch while sprinting, always sprinting on, and obviously the normal stuff. Here I have it a little bit different. Obviously I have it 51, 75, and 50. So I need to, the FOV is a little bit different in BR since you're playing third person perspective. You need to be able to see a little bit more in terms of the viewing angles. But the rest I have, show sound direction on, and then obviously show sound reminder is off as well. So moving on to the audio and graphics, of course. I play on medium with ultra, right? So I have a phone that gives me the capability of playing with 120, and so I utilize that. My BR mode graphics style is dynamic because it looks the best, and as well as for Battle Royale, I do have real-time shadows on, realistic scope, and anti-aliasing, as well as multiplayer, anti-aliasing, realistic scope, and we don't got to worry about zombies. But when it comes to the sensitivity is the most important part for any COD mobile player. You got to get this down. You got to get this figured out on the get-go. If you don't get this figured out, you're going to be stuck. And it really depends. You see a lot of professional players or, YouTube content creators in COD mobile say, well, you got to use this certain type of sensitivity to be a assault player, sniper rifler, or an SMG player, shotgun player. It's all, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what sensitivity you use. You just need to find the sensitivity that's going to be able to make you aim accurate, okay? And also you need to be able to sort of swipe on and sort of insta-lock on people left and right. Whenever you kill an enemy, you need to swipe your screen really fast. So you need to be able to adjust, right? You need to be able to have good movement sensitivity, turning sensitivity, ADS speed sensitivity, and hipfire sensitivity. That's basically the most important part about this. So rotation mode. If you're not playing on speed acceleration, you have to start playing on speed acceleration because you're going to be able to swipe your screen really fast and readjust your aim very quickly. You do not want to waste time with this. This gives you the ability to adjust your aim, whether you're in mid gunfights, changing onto different targets and such like that. So you're going to be able to flick people. Sensitivity switch while opening the ADS is very nice, especially when you're using speed acceleration. I have actually removed gradually switch while ADSing because sometimes the sensitivity just sort of gets out of whack. So when you're playing on speed acceleration, definitely use switch while opening the ADS. It'll feel very good, very nice, and it's easier to control. So my sensitivity presets are obviously custom. For my camera sensitivity, I have standard sensitivity, which is 118, ADS sensitivity, 182, and then red dot. Halo sensitivity was actually a new sensitivity, 182, which I'll cover in just a second. And then if we move down to everything else is actually pretty the same. I don't have any of those touched. And then 118, 182, and then 182. So red dot, just covering quickly on the red dot and halo sensitivity for you guys that don't know what that is. That basically means like your red dot and your halo sensitivity. So any sight that you put on the gun, any red dot or halo, pointing magnifier to lock onto a target, it's going to be very sensitive when you move your screen, and it's exactly just like the ADS sensitivity. So whatever you have your ADS sensitivity on, just put your red dot halo sensitivity on that. You don't want those to be different sensitivities, otherwise it's going to be very inconsistent when you aim in with the red dot. Now, most of the time I don't have this problem because I'm using iron sight weapons only. So, I mean, just for the fact of that alone, you don't got to worry about it too much, but I would definitely say for a fact, just keep your red dot halo sensitivity the same as your ADS sensitivity. As you can see here, 182, 182. If I go back up to my camera sensitivity for my firing, 182, 182, it keeps it all the same, consistent. You want to keep these sensitivities the same and consistent across the board, so that way your sensitivities don't get out of whack when you're moving your screen or when you're, moving the joystick button, moving around, walking, running, bringing down your gun, bringing up the gun to actually lock onto a target and start shooting, because otherwise, you're just going to have inconsistent sensitivities and it's going to ruin your aim, right? You don't really want that to happen. So covering BR mode really quick, speed acceleration, 116, sensitivity switch. So I kind of keep this actually pretty consistent. We should actually fix that to 115. Sensitivity switch the same. So you can't third person. I kind of have a little bit of a different sensitivity, but they're fairly similar. 150, 180, 150, right? And then you scroll down, 150, 180, and that is it. And then obviously that's pretty good. And then you have 150 again. So I got to actually change this to 150. My apologies. 150. Let's change this to 150 and then we should be good. So this is what I use for BR. This is in my opinion. Now, if you're a BR player, you obviously got to experiment a lot. The viewing angles are a lot different. You're playing in third person perspective. You're going to be a different type of player. You're not going to be as aggressive. Usually BR players are more passive aggressive, meaning that they're always going to take cover, always finding high ground, always going to be in head glitches and angles and stuff like that. Very similar to multiplayer, but a different situation, different environment. It's very different. The sensitivities that you need to play BR are very different. And so, you could use mine as a staple point to where you want to find your sensitivity for sure. And I definitely recommend you to do that. Make sure, like I said, in order to find your perfect sensitivity, you want to just hop into a match and just play, right? Play multiplayer first and just sort of figure out, okay, this is my sensitivity. I can do a full 180 with just one swipe, halfway across the screen. Okay, got it. Let's go into BR, do the same thing. So you just kind of want to use this and, like I said, be careful when you do use other people's sensitivities or mines. Because like I said, not everyone has, can use the same people's sensitivity. So you just want to use these as a benchmark. If it's too fast for you, too high for you, too slow for you, too low for you, you definitely got to fix that. One thing about me as a player and as someone who plays COD Mobile for a long time, I use finger sleeves. So keep in mind, you might be, telling me, Vader, yo, bro, like this is crazy. Like you are playing on extremely fast sensitivity and you're using finger sleeves. How is that even possible? I get those comments a lot all the time, right? So if you do play with finger sleeves, you got to keep in mind as well, like you can't be playing on super high sensitivity. Otherwise your sensitivity is going to go through the roof and be crazy and just sort of lag all over the place. So like I said, that's basically a caution point. Like I use finger sleeves for this sensitivity. It doesn't matter what finger sleeves you use. You can use MGC Mobile Core, SXC finger sleeves, Razer finger sleeves. You can use whatever finger sleeves you want. It really doesn't matter, right? So you just got to be careful whether you use your actual fingers to play or finger sleeves. But I will say that just as a precaution, when you're using these sensitivities, you want to be able to fix them very nicely. So moving on to the last part of this, which is going to be the BR settings in general. Here's the loot settings for this. I don't know if you guys do want to see this, but I'm just going to go ahead and just show you guys this. Nothing too much here, just all the basics. I've left everything default. I have not changed anything about this. This is basically going to be just that. And so the last thing I do want to cover before I actually close out today's video is going to be going back to controls. And I want to show you guys my claw setup. So here is my claw setup. As you can see here, this is it, right? This is exactly what I do to play. As you can see, I have the ADS button over here on my left. So basically I move the joystick with my left thumb and control my movements and my ADS with my left index finger. And I have my shooting button on the right side, as well as my operator skill, my reload button, and my grenade, and sort of like that. So this is kind of how my layout is. I'm a right claw player, meaning that I like to shoot from my right index and sort of aim with my right thumb. And that's basically how it is. Like I said, I'll be happy to cover any more questions that you guys have for me in the comment section. I will be making a movement video. I'll be making a map awareness video. I'll be making a lot more of other videos to come within this season. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys the gist regarding how I do play with my settings. And like I said, if you guys have any video recommendations, let me know in the comment section down below. It would really help me out so I can, make videos that you guys actually want to see. And I hope this answers a lot of your questions in regards to, how I play, what settings I use for multiplayer and BR, as well as my HUD specifically, because HUD is very important as well. And so, yeah, if you guys, enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like. If you're new to the channel and seeing me for the first time, make sure to go ahead and drop a sub. If you hated this video and you hated watching it from the point of its core, go ahead and like and subscribe anyways. It'll be, honestly, it'll be great. So like I said, and I will be announcing the winner of the Battle Pass giveaway after this video, all right, in my next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.